What is up, Coaster Conquerors? It is me, Austin, and today I am at SeaWorld Orlando in Orlando, Florida, here with my girlfriend, Ariana.
Hi.
This is my first time back at the park since my SeaWorld shenanigans vlog with a couple of my friends. You can go check that video out. But we are now back at the park here at the start of August, so just about near the end of our summer breaks. So this is very exciting.
And sad.
Yeah, very unfortunate.
I don't want to go back yet.
Yeah, not yet. But I am excited to be back at this park and ride some of the great rides there. I'm hoping we can get a lot of rides in on like Mako, Pipeline, Icebreaker. Like those are all some really fun rides. Are you excited?
Very. You haven't been here in a while.
Yeah, it's been a while for you, yeah. So let's go. Alright, so we're actually going to be doing some like kind of new stuff today. So I'm a SeaWorld pass holder and I want to really make the most of like my benefits here today, especially since I'm bringing Ariana here. So one thing we're going to do that I don't think we've really done before is the animal care tour, I think. Was it a tour? I think so.
Yeah, animal care interactions tour. They talk about animals and like what kind of diets they have and just like general information about the animals. Which I think is really cool because I'm a nature and animal enthusiast, so.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you done that one before? Or?
I have not. That's why I'm very interested.
Right. I'm looking forward to that too. I do want to get the thrills in, but we also want to experience some of the aquatic life here as well.
You know how these things work? Like
All right, now we're gonna do Pipeline as the first ride of the day since it's only a 5-minute. I think we can do this before like 2 p.m. animal care tour. Right now it's a little after 1. So I'm looking forward to this coaster. This is personally the best of the 2 stand-up coasters I've ridden. And this is definitely a fun, very cool type of ride, a launch. I'm glad B&M has like brought back the stand-up coaster and made it even better than before. Ariana, are you looking forward to riding this coaster?
yeah, but I'm not looking forward to a situation when you're standing up and it's just kind of like hurting you.
Yeah, the seat thing.
This isn't my favorite ride at SeaWorld, I'm just gonna be honest, but it's a ride, so it's okay.
Yeah, we're mainly trying to ride this because this is like the closest and we don't want to like waste too much time before like getting to the animal care tour.
It's like a very awkward positioning.
It definitely is because like you do have that little like thing in the middle. Like here's the test seat. Like you do have this little like seat thing in the middle. So it is definitely kind of weird that like that on like all the stand-up coasters. But I still find this to be a very fun ride in my opinion. So we'll see how it rides today. All right, we just rode Pipeline as our first ride of the day. I think that's a really cool ride. It's very wild how it's a stand-up coaster and yet there's multiple airtime moments. And also the way like they made the seats like not just lock into place and like they kind of like come up and down like throughout the ride. Like I just think that's so interesting. It's a very unique gimmick from B&M on this ride. I kind of hope to see more of these coasters. Only thing is you do kind of have to prepare like coming down because of the weird like seat thing in the middle. Like you do, if you're like standing up, you do gotta like kind of prepare for when you like come down on like the
bend your knees like when you're flying up in the air and your feet aren't touching the bottom. like bend your knees when you're about to go down, and it won't hurt as bad.
Right, pretty much. So what do you think of this
I feel
coaster?
like this time riding, I was able to like handle the ride, because my previous times I've been on the ride, I've hurt myself just because of how intense it was and the way you're standing and the way like the restraint is, just how everything's like placed. Like,
right, exactly. So I guess this ride was a lot better for you than your previous
it was
ride.
actually fun.
All right, yeah, that's awesome. Definitely a fun coaster. Just be prepared for like the gimmicks a bit, but I think it is a really cool revival of like the old like stand-up coaster model. All right, y'all, we just went to it's called Bubbles Boba Bar, and we got a couple of nice, refreshing boba drinks. I got I think it's called the Perfect Storm. It's like a blue raspberry lemonade drink with crystal boba on it.
Mine was called the Signature Bubbles, and it has like strawberry lychee and green tea with crystal boba, but the boba is not popping, so I love that.
Right, it's like actual like boba pretty much. So what do you think of your drink?
It's really yummy and it's pink. That's why I love it.
Yeah, so is mine, and I like
and
the
my
like.
choker is backwards.
Oh. So anyway, we're going to the animal care tour now. So hopefully we should have enough time. Although I do see a lot of people over there.
Like jelly. It's like chewy jelly.
It does kind of like taste like that. They called it crystal boba, and like yeah, it is very like chewy and very good. So that's nice.
As you can see, we have some pretty high totals. So a lot of the birds at the end of here are going to be those roseate spoonbills. They're the pink ones. They're pink because...
Okay, so we just did the animal rescue tour. That's what it was, and that was really cool because we got to go behind the scenes and see some of like they had these like almost like hospital office sort of like vet like offices.
Places to do blood work and check on the animals, like their skin, do skin tests and other things like that.
Right, basically. So we learned like a good bit about like how they take care of like and rescue the animals. We also saw they had like a little aviary where they take care of spoonbills and like vultures were.
Egyptian vultures.
Yeah, both of those. So that was cool, like seeing some of the birds there also.
Fun fact, though, I learned is that baby flamingos actually like look like a little dryer sheet on sticks, and I thought that was the cutest fact ever.
Yeah.
I guess our tour guide said they run around at like 6 miles per hour, and I was like, that is the cutest thing I've ever heard.
Right, I'm gonna need to look those up, but
Yeah.
like look up like photos of that. But yeah, that sounds like really cute, and that sounds really cool.
Mira, wow. Pregunto cómo se sentirá cuando se toca.
Es que han para arriba, mira, mira, ay,
Mira, mira ese corazón. Quiero darle todo. Una pregunta, ¿por qué no nacido como
All right, I think next we're gonna get a ride on Manta. This is a B&M flying coaster opened in the year 2009. I actually recently rode a clone of this at Nagashima Spa Land in Japan. So did Ariana, because we both went there together. So if you want to check out my Nagashima Spa Land vlog, be sure to do so. Are you excited to ride Manta?
Yep.
Let's go.
That's a really cool photo.
All right, we just rode Manta, and honestly, that was a pretty fun ride. I want to mention this. The lines have been so good so far with both Pipeline and Manta. They were both walk-ons. Like, it was literally a walk-on in the back row. Like, it was awesome. We rode the back row here, and we rode like in the second to back row, so basically the back car for Pipeline. So that was really cool that like the lines have been so like really good today. Like, it's not a busy day here, but that was a good ride on it. Only thing is, even though as a coaster enthusiast I can normally handle a lot of positive G's and really intense like elements and forces, what I do kind of struggle a bit with on the B&M flyers is that pretzel loop. Like, I feel like I can't even breathe. Like, it's a little much even for like a coaster enthusiast like me, but I don't know. But yeah, it's almost like a little much. I like that shirt. Like, I might consider getting that later. I like the Manta shirt. You're very sweet for that. But what'd you think of our ride on Manta?
I've had so many good experiences riding Manta, like growing up and coming to this park. But I feel like this time riding in the back, it was very janky. And you
It's a
said
little
the
shaky.
pretzel loop part, I believe that's what it's called. That part, it was like hard to breathe. I might just be like picky and complaining, but I feel like it was a little janky.
Well, I kind of feel the same way. It is a little shaky. I mean, the coaster has been around for about 16 years now. It's still a fun coaster, but it is a little shaky. I feel like I even noticed that with Acrobat too, and that coaster's a good bit newer. That one opened in 2015, so like 10 years ago. Like it's still a fun ride. This might be one of my better, like more recent, like in terms of my recent rides, this might be one of my better, more recent rides. I actually used to really like this coaster when I was a lot younger. Like when I first rode this when I was like 9. Like back then it was probably my favorite coaster. But obviously now I've ridden way more coasters and now I'm not as crazy about this coaster as I once was, but it's still a fun ride. All right, now we're about to get a ride on Penguin Trek. This is the newest coaster here, opened last year. Y'all may have seen when I got to ride this a little bit early. I made a vlog here and I also met Matthew from ConqueringCoasterz here, so be sure to check that out if you haven't. But I'm excited to get yet another ride on this because this is a pretty cool family coaster here at SeaWorld. Are you excited to ride it? Yeah, let's go. All right, we just rode this B&M family launch coaster Penguin Trek, which I want to point out, I know I've said this before, I really like how B&M has branched out into making family coasters, family launch coasters, and like family suspended coasters like the one at Busch Gardens we both rode back in February. And this is a solid like family coaster. I like how SeaWorld has that. I've said this before, but I like how SeaWorld has that like in between coasters because you've got like the kiddie coaster at the Sesame Street area, and then you've got this for like people who might be past like the kiddie coasters but they're not quite ready or tall enough for like the big thrill coasters. So I think that's really cool. But I think for a year-old coaster, and this is kind of becoming a trend with newer B&Ms, it is very rattly, and I even remember it being that way when I got like my pass holder preview on it last year, which I think has been kind of unusual, but it's still a pretty fun ride. What do you think of Penguin Trek?
I liked it. I thought it was very cute. I actually was surprised when you told me the other polar bear ride had closed and then they replaced it with a Penguin Trek, but
yeah,
I liked it. It's very cute. I just thought it was a little janky at the end, but you had said it's like that now. Every time you get on, it's the same thing.
Yeah, there is a very strong rattle on like the turn and the brake run. Like I noticed especially like that part in particular is very rattly. And I actually remember when this was Antarctica Empire of the Penguin when I was a lot younger, and both rides exited at the like penguin exhibit, which I think is really cool. I'm glad they kept that for this ride, but this is definitely an improvement. That ride was very weak, even though they had like a weaker side and a more thrilling side. Both sides were just very weak on that ride, and this is definitely a much more thrilling but still like fun for the families like sort of coaster. We're at the Shark Shallows now. We actually just ate like kind of a late lunch, but now we actually are going to feed the fish in here. And there's sharks raised, so we got some little fishies here, and we get to feed the bigger fishies. So that's really cool. Why don't you throw one in and see what gets it? It's going. Yeah, that was snatched right up. Yeah, it's still there. Are any of them gonna get it? Who's gonna get it? I think one of the rays might. They might have. I don't see it.
I think that shark at the bottom.
I think so. Maybe that little fish there. Yeah, I forgot what the striped ones are. It might be the leopard shark. I think so. Yeah, I think those smaller striped ones are leopard sharks. So I'm just gonna get that one. Yeah, for real. Okay, yeah, that one snatched it up. That might be the Pacific black tip shark that got it. Did it look like that one? It's also a bamboo shark, but I can't. They all technically are. Or except the rays. Yeah, maybe. But yeah. Definitely is. That's really cool. Alright, so now I think we're actually going to do an indoor attraction here because right now I think there's some isolated thunderstorms in the Central Florida area. So all the like outdoor coasters I believe have closed. I'm hoping they can reopen in not too long. But there's this newer attraction, I feel like it opened earlier this year, called Expedition Odyssey. I'm yet to ride it, pretty sure you're yet to ride it. I do remember when this was Wild Arctic, but
actually is so familiar. I might have already been on it, but I don't, maybe my knowledge isn't that great, but I feel like this used to be either the Polar Express or this is a clone of it. I don't know.
It was a different ride. I think it was an old ride before, but then a few years ago, they closed that. They kept the exhibit. There's like animal exhibits after. I think that's still here, but they just replaced the ride, if that makes sense.
Okay,
so
this is what it used to be.
Right. So are you looking forward to that new experience?
Yes.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Alright, we just rode the new ride and now we're in, I believe this is still base station Wild Arctic. So like the animal encounter, or the animal exhibit, sorry, yeah. I thought the ride was pretty cool. It was a lot like Soarin'. Just imagine if Soarin' at Epcot was, like it's the same ride system. Imagine if that was like over like the wild Arctic pretty much, like flying over like the Arctic basically. So pretty cool experience, like seeing all like the Arctic wildlife and environment and stuff. And I'm glad that it still exits in the marine life exhibit, basically like this big exhibit that they've had for a while. So that's really cool. Looks like they've also got more penguins over here. So like not only do they have a penguin exhibit where you can literally like walk like right by the penguins, but they also got where you can like see them at a little bit of a distance, but still pretty cool. All these penguins sitting here. These look like different penguins. Like it must be a different like type of penguin from the ones at like the end of Penguin Trek. So I just think that's interesting. This walrus be just like me for real. Quite a bit of a sleepyhead. So, you know, just think that's pretty interesting. But it's cool to see like the animals like that up close. Like that's really cool. Yeah, they've got long, I think it's 2 long tusks basically. So yeah, that's cool. They're almost like, I think they're kind of like crossed together right now, but that's just because this one's a sleepy one, so it is. Yeah, I can see like its whisker, it's like whiskers barely moving and stuff, so yeah. Ariana, what'd you think of the ride? I'm trying to remember the name.
Expedition something?
Yeah. See, here's the thing. As a coaster enthusiast, I can be very up to date on the coasters, at least major coasters, unless they're like kiddie coasters. But when it comes to like other types of rides, dark rides, flat rides, I'm not always as much in the loop. That's why a lot of these vlogs, you'll see me go to the parks, but I'll be definitely prioritize. Like I usually very much prioritize the coasters to the flat rides, even if there's some thrilling ones.
Expedition Odyssey.
Yeah, that's right. So sorry to go on a bit of a tangent, but what'd you think of the ride?
I thought it was very nice. I liked the virtual ride. You got to see like all the different creatures of the Arctic. Maybe not all of them, but you got to see like a polar bear. There were some orcas or like killer whales. I'm trying to think what else I saw. I think that's like just about almost everything I saw. But I thought it was really cool because you got to see the Northern Lights. It's like you were actually there, but you're not. It's simulation.
Yeah, it's true.
Cool.
It makes
my first time on it too.
Yeah, my first time too, because it's definitely a much more recent ride. It almost makes me want to go to the Arctic, even though I do not do well in the cold. I am a Florida man, so I am much used to the very hot like temperatures here rather than the freezing cold. But like it is really, I think like the Arctic is like pretty cool, but I think it would be very chilly for me. All right, now we're gonna get on Mako. I think this will be possibly our last night of the day. I know a lot of the rides are gonna close pretty early, so like they're doing a fireworks show soon, but I am very much looking forward to riding this coaster yet again. All right, we just rode Mako. Great B&M Hyper as always. It's actually my favorite B&M Hyper. And yes, I have ridden Diamondback, but I actually think this one's better. I'm a little biased because this is the first hyper coaster I ever rode, but like it's still really smooth, very awesome ride. The airtime moments are just amazing. Floater and ejector on this coaster, especially that ejector moment on the speed hill, I think is really cool. It's got an awesome first drop in my opinion. What do you think of that, Ariana?
It's very smooth, and I definitely know why. This is one of my favorite rides in the whole park.
Yeah, I think so. I think this is my favorite coaster in the whole park. Like this is just an awesome ride, and like I've been riding it for years. I still love this coaster very much. It's actually in my top 25 overall, so that's how much I love this. Anyway, that's gonna be all for our park visit. I think we're gonna leave here pretty soon. I think a lot of the coasters are kind of closing because of like a fireworks show, but overall today was a pretty good day. I do kind of wish we could have done more here at the park, but there were some like weather issues like kind of midday, like a lot of the coasters closed. That was around the time we rode that one ride, I think it was Expedition Odyssey, is that right? Yeah, that ride. We had to ride an indoor ride because it was raining, but we still got a good amount of coasters in. We rode Pipeline, Manta, Mako. We were gonna ride Icebreaker, but it was a bit of a long wait, and we just wanted to hurry up and get the ride on Mako before it closed. So I think it's still open, but I don't know. Overall, I enjoyed the park visit. I'm glad we got to do a little something different with the animal rescue tour. Like that was something cool. Neither of us had done that before. What did you think of our park visit today?
I thought it was awesome. I'm really glad we came today.
Yeah, same here. So anyways, I hope y'all enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. And be sure to turn on post notifications to be notified of more theme park related content like this. I'll see y'all in the next video. Bye guys.